Hi and welcome to Geek Speak AU again. I'm Scott Cooper and this is my review of Leicester City versus Aston Villa. Now, as we all know, it was a very disappointing game, probably our worst performance of the season in my book, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the selections, the starting lineup wasn't too bad. I was quite happy with the players that we had out there. Westwood back, Cole back. It looked like we might have a bit more creativity, a bit more going forward, but the formation let us down, as did the players that were in those positions. First of all, we were just way too narrow. Constantly coming inside, having no width, no runners on the outside. It was all left to Hutton and Sissoko to actually give us any width at all. And very often, Leicester would be prepared for this, and Hutton and Sissoko just find themselves playing the ball into massive bodies, and that just wasn't working. Cole, Cleverly, Gabby, the three players in the team that you think might be able to give us a bit of creativity, a bit of supply to Benteke, a bit of something going forward in that final third, were really all passengers, I felt, in this game. I felt, especially Cleverly, was really bad. Gabby was, he was maybe even worse. And Cole, tried a little bit, did some nice things, but again, was just coming inside way too much and just playing into Leicester's hands, really, because they just packed that defence, got men around Benteke, and we couldn't do much about that. Leicester turned the game into a scrap, let's be honest there. I mean, that's probably the most disappointing thing in the game for me. We didn't look up for it. We didn't have any fight. They bullied us. They broke on us. They played us at our old game plan, our counter-attacking game plan, and beat us at our own game. So Lambert really, to be out-coached by Nigel Pearson, I mean, that just shows the sort of level he's at right now. Not good. Okay, so, as the first half progressed, we sort of were going terribly, and Leicester had a few chances and looked like they were more likely to score, and they did score. And the goal itself, well, I've got my little whiteboard here. I'm sure you're all impressed. But the goal itself was very poor marking. First of all, by Clark and Okora, letting their men sort of turn them, and then the header from Hutton from around here into this sort of area where Conchetta scored, well, this just wasn't good enough. Wasn't a good enough header. I thought he was our best player, actually, Hutton, but that was particularly poor, probably his worst moment of the match. So I'm going to get into this a bit later as well. First of all, I'm going to get on to now. I'm going to talk about our narratives. Now, this is what was happening. Now, you see, we were getting the ball, let's say Hutton had the ball in this sort of area here. We've got Cleverly here, Benteke, and instead of making a run like that, or a run like that, or even coming, into this sort of position here and giving him a 1-2 option, leaving that space open, Cleverly was making runs into there. Now, the problem with that, of course, is then Hutton goes forward. What's he got on? Nothing really. He's got a player here, sort of making sure he can't knock the ball into that space. So what happens? He takes it forward, knocks it back to say Westwood here, and we were just playing balls from this sort of position. Now you've got no angle to Benteke there. You've got no sort of you're not turning the defence around. They're expecting it all the way, and it's easier for them. They've got 2 or 3 men around here marking Benteke, all looking forward, all seeing the ball, seeing Benteke. He's just standing up there waiting for a buzz. He's lost his fear factor, I think, in the last few matches, and you can't cross the ball from places like here. We need to get to the byline. When was the last time we got to the byline and got a ball in? Well, I don't think I've seen one for a long time. Maybe Jack, when he came on in the last few matches, was doing it, but it was really poor. I mean, so the lack of width and the lack of depth killed us. That's probably the main thing in this match that hurt us. But the other thing was we were being stretched defensively. They were doing to us what we normally did to other teams when we were playing well, back when Lambert had his 25 possession, sort of tactics. When it actually did work on the odd occasion, that's what they were doing to us. They were knocking the balls into sort of these areas, and Clark and Cora were getting pulled across, and they were playing the ball quickly, playing it on, running ahead of the ball, running into the spacing behind, doing these kind of things, getting us 3-on-3, sort of 2-on-2 at the back. And I do like the possession game that was trying to sort of implement in the last couple of weeks, but if it's not done with pace, movement, passion, fight, as well as calmness and knocking the ball around, it's not going to work. And what didn't work, so that was disappointing. Okay, so next I'm going to go on to the subs, because, we're 1-0 down, it gets to about an hour, and Lambert, fucking genius, what does he do? He brings on Richardson. He brings on Inzoglia. I mean, I don't, and the fans weren't happy. They were singing, you don't know what you're doing. I was saying the same thing in my living room, and I'm sure you all were at home. Now, I mean, all you Lambert lovers out there, like Tony, I mean, come on guys, it's time to get with it, and get on the bandwagon, and let's get rid of this guy. I don't know if we will. I mean, I don't see him getting that much pressure apart from the fans. I mean, I haven't heard Lerner talk for about 3 years, so don't know what he's gonna do. But I really hope that they get rid of Lambert, and I really hope it's before this transfer window. I can't see it happening, and I don't think it's going to happen because he got another 4 years. But it's really hurting to watch these games, and the style of play, even though he is trying to implement a more passing style, it's just got no oomph to it. It's got no spark to it, and we're really suffering because of it, because teams just know that we're an easy beat, we are the easy game at this level, Anyway, so when we got to that, I mean, when we got to that sort of 75-minute mark, 15 minutes to go, 1-0 down, away to Leicester, most teams would just throw the kitchen sink, and we didn't do that at all. We never once. I mean, Lambert, the best thing in the game was the red card, I think. Not because, Clark's going to miss a game, but we actually stood up for that James, who's an absolute prick. He went through on Okura, dirty fucking cunt, in my opinion. And that's, Clark reacted a bit stupidly, but fine. But when he was walking off the pitch and all the subs and everything getting in, that's the first time a bit of fight we actually showed in that game. And if that had happened in the first 10 minutes, I reckon we might have won that game, because it looked like half the team weren't even awake, weren't even with it at times. I mean, Sanchez was sloppy. Westwood looked off the pace big time. His passing was poor. But they're not the problem. I mean, the problem is those three that I talked about earlier. Gabby, Cole, not so much, but still, and Cleverly, it just wasn't working. They're not getting forward. They're not giving us penetration on. They're not giving us drive. And, we're at the laughing stock of the league, really. I mean, the amount of times I had to hear the commentators say 11 goals. 11 goals. Third lowest in Europe. I mean, it just makes you sort of cringe, really. I mean, we don't even look like scoring, and It was a terrible, terrible game, and I'm sorry you all had to go through it, like me. Well, anyway, so that's my time allotted. You know, I hope you enjoyed my little video, my little whiteboard session. If you did, please write in the comments. If not, you know, just don't say anything, you know, because it hurts my feelings. No, but, you know, any Sheldon comments, you know, go for it, go for your life, you know. I'm trying to, going to be doing one of these a week, and I hope you guys enjoy them. So, yep, here comes the Liverpool game. Good luck.